Welcome. My name is Dr. Mark Rosenbaum, and I'm the director and founder of Education for Excellence. In that capacity, we have presented social emotional learning programs for the past 22 years to thousands of parents and teachers, basically in New York City, but also in California and Colombia, South America. The foundation of philosophy for everything we teach, including this course that you're going to be experiencing, is we teach who we are. Meaning that we are wayshowers and role models for our children. Our children learn by watching us. We teach them by example how to listen, how to communicate, how to forgive, how to resolve conflict, how to take responsibility in their life. The only way that they will learn positive ways to be in these areas is if we exemplify and embody what we want to teach. The opposite of that is asking your children to be respectful to other people, and at the same time not being respectful to them or speaking disrespectfully to other people in your life. It won't work. Children will not get what you're trying to teach them. This is a cartoon that exemplifies what we're talking about. The parents are sitting there smoking and telling their child that it's really bad for them to smoke. This is a video that in a very short minute or two says what, probably better than what I could say, what we're trying to teach you right now. We're concerned with creating a safe home environment. This cartoon here is what, again, demonstrates what we're saying here, that a child in their environment absorbs everything. They absorb everything in their environment, whether good, bad, whatever. There's no filters, especially when they're really young, but even when they're older, they absorb whatever's going on around them. So we need to be concerned about that, and we need to be concerned about this home environment. A safe home environment is where a child can return to after the day. And children have challenges, as you know, during the day, in school, with peer groups a lot, in sports. There's a lot going on with safety. There's a lot going on. They need to come to a place that's like a cocoon where they could feel safe, where they could be able to feel safe to express themselves, to express their feelings, to be able to communicate in a way that's safe, where they can be nurtured at every level. The level of love, the level of acceptance in an environment is created by how you speak to your children, and not only how you speak to your children, but how you speak and interact with other people in that environment. And usually it's your significant other. If there's a lot of conflict, if there's a lot of againstness in your communication, your child will absorb that. If it's not that overt, but there's more like a lot of withheld communication between the two of you, the child will also absorb that. It's like a wall, and it's a negative energy that's brought into the environment when people aren't really saying what they need to say to each other. They will also absorb that. I want to be clear about this. This program is not about changing your child's behavior. It's about you observing the thoughts, the emotions, your behavior, and looking which habits might not be serving you and those people who you love, basically, and making different choices in your life. This is called living from the inside out. And this cartoon demonstrates that. You can see the man is sitting in his house, and he's at peace where it's really stormy outside. It's raining and there's lightning and it's stormy outside. We're talking about having a place inside of you that is reflective and peaceful, that is is determining what your life is going to look like in any particular moment, as compared to being bounced around like a rubber ball by this person said something nice, this person said something I didn't feel good about, this was good, this was bad, like a ball, ping pong ball, bouncing around all the time. This is coming from a more grounded, secure place inside where you're responsible, and coming from that place of you being responsible for the choices you make in your life, compared to what's happening outside of you. It's how you relate to what's going on, the challenges in your life that's important. It's not the challenges per se, it's how you relate to them, called living from the inside out. Just another note about this. When we're really concerned with, okay, how we can change our other people's behavior, that's one thing. But when we really start looking and living from the inside out, the changes we make, the choices we make, not only apply to our children and how we relate to them, but apply to anybody else in our life, in any situation in our life. Meaning that, let's say we're going to explore listening. That's the first thing we're going to explore. And you're going to learn levels of listening and connection with another person that you've never experienced before. You're going to go home and do the home assignment, and it'll be with your children, how you listen to your children. But that listening is the same listening you do with anybody in your life, with your significant others, with your mother, with your father, with your siblings. Listening is listening. So once you get this in your bones, once you start practicing this, it impacts your whole life. And that's what we're really looking for here. This is a time out to really focus and really look at what Howard Gardner from Harvard calls personal and interpersonal intelligence. It's looking at your relationships and looking at the habits that might not be serving you, looking at your thoughts and looking at, are you nurturing yourself? Are you nurturing yourself? Are these thoughts nurturing? Is the way you're speaking to others nurturing? Could you do it another way? This is a saying we have, and it says, everything we think, say, or do is either health promoting or health negating. Everything, moment to moment. And we need to look at that. It's not just the physical, which is really important, which we're going to spend a lot of time with, how you could physically nurture yourself so you could better nurture other people in your life. We're talking about being a more loving, compassionate human being at every level, so your children will benefit and everybody in your life will benefit. Let's talk about the home assignment for this module, for this first module. It says here, over the next classes, we will explore nurturing ourselves. We're going to nurture ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. What this home assignment is asking you is to look at is how you could better nurture yourself on a physical level. And some of the things we have here are eating less sugar, exercising more, eating right foods, not rushing around, not procrastinating. There's you can come up with a lot of things you could do better on a physical level. Why don't you just pick one and make it something practical? For instance, don't say, I'm going to go horseback riding 3 times a week when you don't own a horse. Or say, I'm going to jog every day for half an hour when you know you're not going to do that. So make it something practical. Make it something you could do for the next few days. This course is for you. This course is not for me. So the home assignment is for you. If you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. We suggest you do it. I'd also like you to read pages 5 through 14 in the book, Masterful Parenting. It's the introduction, and it'll give you some insights and go over some of the things we've said today. I just want to reiterate something, just briefly. This program is about you. Like I said, it's for you. It's not for me. It's not like you're getting away with anything if you don't do the work. We've worked with probably over 5,000 people. I'd say over 5,000 parents and teachers over the last 22 years we've been doing this. And we see some pretty incredible results in a vast majority of the people. But I can tell you one thing. The positive impact of this course is predicated upon how much energy and commitment you have to this course. And commitment looks like viewing the modules, in an environment, in a quiet environment where you could really take it in. Doing the About You activities, being conscientious with that. Reading the book. And more than anything, doing the home assignments. They're meant, as I said before, to take these learnings and these lessons and bring them into your life. This is a picture of Albert Einstein. Why I have Albert Einstein up there is because he's the quintessential scientist. He's a real scientist. We're asking you to be scientists. I'm not asking you to take everything we say in this course as the gospel. I want you to hear it. I want you to be open enough to take it in. And I want you to be open enough to do the home assignments and bring these lessons into your life and see if they work for you. See what works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, let it go and choose something else. But be like a scientist and see what works and see what doesn't work. Finally, I'd just like to thank you for participating in this course. And my hope for you is that you really become committed to this work, and then you really put your energy into it, and that you really benefit from what we have to offer.